afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Kevin Moyles, and my co-host Jay Susarchik would like to welcome you to the Taom Shootout.
We are live on the Orange Media Facebook page, and do not forget we are live on Free Sports TV at 7:30 p.m. tonight as well, so make sure you all tune in. Where are we, Kev?
Well, I do believe we are at the Q8 Sports Bar and Grill here in Wigan.
And Kev, would you like to run through the rules with everyone while you just get the two players ready?
You're going to get the players ready. So, our referee for this afternoon is Rick Lloyd. Little shout out for Rick. And our timekeeper is Matt Clark. Thank you very much, Matt. So the rules, it is a race to 5. It's a 30-minute match, 30-second shot clock. After 15 minutes, it drops to 20 seconds. There is a 5-second counter. What happens when it goes down to 5? Should we give it a quick run? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If after 30 minutes it's level, it goes to a black ball shootout. That's what we want to see. We want to see a black ball shootout. Listen, without further ado, should we start to get these players out? Get the games going, yeah? So the first player we have coming out this afternoon, his hometown is Dublin. His nickname is the real number 1. Achievements, he's listed as he's the most successful money player in the whole of the world.
Yes, baby, come on!
Let's get him out. It's George, the real number 1, Tierney!
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone.
He's definitely the crowd's favourite this afternoon. The next one out, he comes from Bolton. I do believe Bolton's nearby. His nickname is the Cannon. 2 times UK Pool Tour semi-finalist, Premier League UK Pool Tour player, EPA County National Merit winner. He is the Cannon. Let's introduce him. Let's give him a round of applause for Chris Hampson.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Taom Shootout. My name's Simon Webb, delighted to be joined in the commentary box by 2018 World Champion Ben Davis. Afternoon, Ben.
Afternoon, Simon. How are we doing, everyone?
Yeah, really looking forward to this event. It really is something a little bit different, and that is our lineup for this afternoon's Facebook matches before we go live on Free Sports tonight at 7:30. And of course, you'll be playing last match this afternoon. Ben, looking forward to this one?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone should get the slippers on and kick back. I think there's going to be a fun day of action.
Yeah, it really is an exciting format, an exciting atmosphere. Of course, you've played in one of these before. The shot clock, 30 seconds is brutal, but when we go down to 20, that's going to be something else.
Yeah, you've got no time to think. You've just got to go.
First instinct's your only instinct. No time for
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, well, I can't wait.
And it's tough when the crowd get on your back as well. Yeah. Anything can happen.
And they're encouraged to get on your back as well. So here we go with George Tierney versus Chris Hampson. First match up. Perhaps a little bit of added spice and pressure with this afternoon's matches in terms of the winner gets to go on and play in the quarterfinals, but to play live on TV.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Especially for, some of the field here will probably haven't experienced that TV matches before, so there's probably something on that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. The real number 1 gets the lag done. Can't believe I'm calling him the real number 1, but I'm just going to go with it for today.
I think you have to. You have to. Yeah.
He's some boy, fair play to him.
He's got some belief and some confidence.
He's got a lot of fans out there, I know that much.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how he's going to play in this atmosphere. He certainly does a lot of talking and gives a lot. Can he perform? Can he back up?
That's what it's all about.
So as Kevin Moyle said, it's a race to 5 and a very short and severe 30-second shot clock that cuts down to 20 seconds after 15 minutes. It is only a 30-minute match, and if we are tied after 30 minutes, we go to a black ball shootout. So here we go. Well, in all pool matches we talk about the break an awful lot, and I think in such a short race it's going to be talked about a lot tonight. Who can give themselves the opportunities, not only give themselves the opportunities, but who can give themselves the better tables to go at.
Yeah.
The less with no time to think, the uncomplicated finishes.
I've never played on one of these tables before. The pockets look a little bit nippier than the Supremes, so it should be interesting.
He's trying trick shot, Georgie!
A tough shot, that one, not guaranteed to make it. Hasn't left too bad a table though.
Good pot. He's going to need another one here though.
Yeah, if he can find that next ball though.
I think he's on the one through the gap.
Nice
Superb cue in from George Boy.
Yeah, and now he's into his visit. He just has that one bad red near the black. Doesn't have an open pocket, and it doesn't double at the moment, so he needs to give that some consideration quite quickly.
Oh, exhibition shots. What's he done there? That's a cracking shot.
Well, it looks like George Tierney has come to play. That is an absolutely brilliant shot.
What a shot.
If he's honest, he's probably been a touch unlucky that he hasn't been left the one into the middle pocket.
Yeah, I think he's on the. I think he can play the cannon though and plant it past the yellow into centre. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. I think there's an element of safety with that one, Simon.
Yeah, knew what he was doing. I think he was still a touch unlucky not to be on a better ball than that, but
I think I could have sworn he could have played the plant into the centre. Surprised he didn't take that on.
I think you called it with a riskier shot. If he misses that, he probably loses the frame.
Maybe didn't fancy it so early on. It's not easy playing out there in front of that crowd.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Like I was saying.
Oh, look at that black.
They're all burned out, Georgie.
And that is the shot clock. Crowd letting him know how long he's got left.
Oh, it's come close to knocking that black in there.
Georgie, stop it, man.
And now here we go, George Tierney to take the first frame. No problems.
That's the next way you can get on this, Georgie. What a thanks. Even money from here. 4 to 7.
This simple black and the real number one will be up and running. And there it goes.
He looks confident.
He does. He looks really up for it. Chris is going to have to find his game if he wants to challenge him here. A couple of half chances for Chris. Missed that shot into the corner early on. Trying to play it off a little cluster of balls to open up the frame, and then a really tough shot. Trying to pull out a long treble, which was always going to be long odds.
You don't get time to settle in either. You've just got to get out there and do the business, and it's very hard to do. It's a good break. His reds look good.
Yeah, caught that break really nice and flush. lovely split, and this is what I was talking about in frame one. Who can give themselves these sort of opportunities where not too much to think about? It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's got plenty of opportunities to move the balls he needs to move.
Just looking at the layout, it may well be that the black is his trickiest ball.
Yeah, I think he's tried to move the black there and just missed it. He can work his way around these nicely. He can always land in behind the black, take it up to one of the top corners. The ball is about the pot though. If it goes into the bottom left corner, you'd like to be leaving that there to drop onto the black. He's trying to play off the yellow.
Similar to the ball he missed in frame one, tried to take it off the yellow to open up the pocket for the black.
Yeah, I think the yellow's a little bit too close to the cush.
Come on, Georgie, milk the clock.
I think this could be 2-0 here to George.
Only real question mark is the yellow in the top half of the table. When does he travel up?
He could just leave the one on the left centre to drift up to it. I thought you would have taken the one to the bottom right first then, and then played the one he's right next to now, and then left the angle to just drift up off the one on the centre, but he's going up now, I think.
Doesn't want to land straight.
I think the crowd saying not straight, they know what's happening as well.
It's not too bad. He can't get right behind his next shot, but it's close enough to the corner not to cause him any
He just
issues.
needs to drop onto the side rail. Just like that, yeah. He's looking very confident. You give him that.
I think this is one of those shots that's probably a little bit harder than it looks, because you could easily drift too far across to the left-hand side of the table here.
Yeah, I think he just needs to pot it, and like you say, not hit it too hard, and he's fine.
You controlled that well.
He's hit that a little bit too hard.
He can still clip this back in, but he's going to be flying into the red and not guaranteed to land on that black.
Yeah, you wanted to be slipping past the red. If he plays in with a load of top, he can push through the red and top the white through it. Not sure if he can screw off it, can he? No, he's too thin.
He played that with an awful lot of right-hand side. Tried to sort of flick off the red, but
I got a feeling he's going to get this. I think he's going to come off the side cush and kick it in the corner.
Well, you've heard it here first.
I've just got a feeling he's going to get close to it at least.
Well, this would bring the house down very early on in this event.
He's got it. Oh! What a shot! What a shot!
Just unreal stuff from the real number one.
I think we're going to have to get his shirt changed to the magician instead of the real number one. Super shot. You can hear the crowd there, straight on his back.
Yeah, they enjoyed that one.
George said it's a break.
It's one of those that as a pool player you always kind of fancy, don't you? Because you know you're going to get solid contact on it. You know it's going to go close, but controlled it really well.
Yeah, he's always going to get close to it.
Be nice.
It's not a bad break.
Oh, he's going to be very happy with this split.
These reds look good.
Every red has a pocket. Black in the middle of the table. It's just about how he goes round the route.
I'm not sure about that route, but as George were talking about, that he has his own route, so...
Yeah, left himself hampered queuing and awkward angle on this red. And White's going to be going close to that black.
He didn't need to go down for this red. He could have left it because the red on the rail he can use to get onto it. But
yeah, it's a decent recovery. Still not back in perfect position.
I think he's on the one down the cushion. If he's on that one, it's a bit of a bonus. This white ball's doing some mileage.
I'm just trying to work out if he's going to leave the one down to the right-hand corner last now or not. If he does, he may not get good on it.
It looks like he's going to leave it last. Just needs to make sure he's got the right angle on the one in the centre. That's not too bad. Just needs to drift past the black, coming back across. Great shot. Perfect.
George Tierney backs up that brilliant black in the previous frame by making our first break and dish of this Taom Shootout. And he is flying along, 3-0 ahead. It is only a race to 5, so Chris Hampson needs to really get going now.
Looks to be settled in well. Does the real number 1 flowing. There we see him there, handsome specimen of a man.
Chris Hampson to break, trailing 3 frames to 0. Taom running.
Oh, he's been a bit unlucky. He's dry again.
A little bit surprised he's changed his break because he hit the first break so well and gave himself a great chance. Moved across the table, hits it solid again, but nothing drops, and the mood George is in, he'll be fancying 4-0 very quickly.
Yeah. He's got a lot of work to do though. Sure if he can get on the yellow straight away. That looks really perfect. He must be in the pot there. This would make life a lot easier for him if he can get this out the way early. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, now every yellow does have a pocket. Every yellow's in the open. It's just about how you work your way around them.
Yeah, I think the only tricky one at the minute is the one that we can see directly to the left of the white, because that red's causing a little bit of a blocker. But he's landed perfect there to just go into the red. So that will open the frame right up.
Yeah, the yellow does pass the black. So he's got a couple of options. He can actually pot all 3 from here. It's whichever way he wants to go.
Yeah, I think he'd like to play the one into the centre, push the red to the rail, but I don't think he's going to have enough angle to get back down.
George, he's brought up, angling with him.
Might just be able. Or can he take the bottom one first? I think he's okay either way, yeah. He'd like to take the one into the left corner first and land on the bottom rail. I think the one on the crush is a lot thinner than what it looks. I was surprised they didn't load that up with a load of right down side to come down to the bottom crush.
Just playing for the black in the same corner, and
yeah, it's good enough.
It's pretty good.
The man's on fire. There it goes.
So 3 straight finishes from George Tierney. A counter clearance with an amazing black, and then a break dish, reverse dish to back that up. Quickly 4-0 ahead. Not even halfway through this match yet.
So here we go. George breaking off for a whitewash in the first game. He's got a ball.
He has hit that break like a dream. He's ping open. Caught it so solid.
He's got options. A little bit of work to do, but fancy him getting close to getting these reds, if not getting them.
He was coming down the table for the one at the bottom rail next, but hasn't landed on it.
Yeah, he's still got the plant into the top right, which is fairly straightforward. Oh, he could get past. I'd prefer to play the plant though, because the red you were hitting then was on the pocket, so you could use that to stun down for this red on the bottom.
Yeah, this frame still hangs in the balance, and that is the balance is, can he get good on that red at the bottom end of the table?
Not sure if he's got an angle here to go down. Possibly. That's a great shot. He's absolutely fizzing, is the man from Ireland. Big Georgie Teeny is on fire.
That's it, George. Give yourself a
Maybe a touch unlucky to land a little bit too straight.
I think he's got the one to the top left. He maybe hasn't looked at it. Oh. A bit too confident there, I think. I think the one to the top left would have been a bit easier for him.
I think he was just in full flow, didn't give it any thought, just on potting that ball.
A little bit too confident.
Chris Hampson, you are right up against it now.
Oh, he's rushed it. He's rushed it. It's not easy to play out there in front of that crowd, and the clock doesn't give you any time to think. You've just got to see a shot and go for it.
I just wanted to avoid the jaw when he played that one, and it would have got the white down the table and kept it all hidden. But he may well get back to the table once again, as George Tierney has not landed on his last ball. Big shot required.
The crowd on his back, it's not going to be easy. Oh, crowd fancied the treble. Really struggling to settle.
Oh. Just keeping Chris in the match here, giving him some hope.
Drama.
No thought to the pot this time from Chris Hampson. Just nudging the one on the rail over the pocket. Got the total snooker.
Good job here.
It's a little careless to miss that red. Yes, you know, even if he hits the red, there's a good chance he's going to go on and lose the frame from it. But
yeah,
Chris is struggling a little bit here, and you know, you don't want it. This match can turn around quickly. There's still just about enough time in the match for him to get back into it.
Yeah, I think the way the balls are situated here for Chris, I think this gives him a little chance to let his arm go a bit.
And this is where,
because we haven't really had much of a chance to see much of him away, to be fair.
No, the chances he's had a couple of opportunities earlier on in the match where he's trying to play balls off balls and wasn't able to do so.
Yeah.
And to be fair, George Tierney has played a really good match up until this frame.
Yeah, he's played well.
And he's okay there, yellow onto yellow.
You'd have to think he's going to clear these up now. Oh, that's a little bit tricky. He should be okay though. He can screw straight back or top it through, I think.
And this is where putting that red safe first shot just makes things a little bit easier for him. Just means he can play this one down the rail with a bit more confidence.
Yeah, he's playing well. Oh, there we go.
Chris Hampson gets his first frame on the board. He still trails 4-1, but he's hanging on in this match. Just over 10 minutes left in the match, so you really need to get a motor on if he's to get back to 4-4 or even get back to win it. But all you can do is keep trying, keep plugging away.
Yeah, he's got an uphill task, to say the least. I'm sure George won't be in much of a rush.
Yeah, it looked like George played that frame like he's enjoying it out there so much. He didn't want to match the finish and and come in. He wanted to stay out there for a bit more.
Yeah, I think he got a bit too confident at one point. Oh, he's lost the white. That was probably one of his biggest breaks.
No free shots, 1 visit.
You can see how much the clock plays on your mind, because he hit that break the minute the triangle had been removed by the referee. Trying to use every second of that match clock. And that's definitely something we're going to see throughout the day as the day progresses. You know, players, you know, if they go 2-3 frames behind, they're going to have to be very conscious of that shot clock.
Yeah.
Have I got enough time to get back in the match? Do I need to push the boat out?
Yeah, definitely. I think this could be it for the first game, barring any real shocks. Just needs to make sure he keeps leaving himself an angle. Oh, he's just okay, I think. A little bit closer to that yellow than what he would have liked, but there's a little bit of signs of nerves creeping in, I think.
It's not ideal.
Now he's getting a bit closer to the line. He's played it well. Just drop this in. Yeah, it's perfect. And that's it. 8-ball for the match. And there it goes.
George Tierney, to be fair, he played a very good match. Apart from frame 5, he was pretty much flawless in that match. And there is the stats from the match. There's 4 missed pots from George Tierney. Probably 3 of them came in that fifth frame.
Same frame, yeah.
But the story of the match from Chris Hampson's side is that he had opportunities earlier on in the match and wasn't able to manufacture a finish and get himself going. And George Tierney with 2 reverse dishes and 1 break dish.
Actually lives up to its name.
Of course, yeah. I beat all these whenever I want to. It's just whether I want it or not, that's all. You know?
So are you confident you can go all the way?
Oh, absolutely. None of these are in my league. How I'm 25-1, I don't know.
The shot clock doesn't put you off?
No, I love the shot clock. Love it. Brilliant. Yeah, happy days.
Well, we all wish you the best of luck for the next one. So good luck, and we'll see you in the next round.
Lovely. Thanks, Jade. See you later on.
Thank you very much, Jade. Who enjoyed that game? Was it a good one? The real number 1, he's not missing much today, is he? Unlucky to Chris. So, we're going to get straight into the second game. His hometown is Barnsley. Achievements, it's only got down here Barnsley single champion. I think the lad's won a fair few quid in money matches. He is he is the most electrifying man in all 8-ball pool. His name is Seb Ware.
There she was, just walking down the street singing. Come on, one more time. There she was, just walking down the street singing. There she was, just walking down the street singing.
Diddy-doo. Go on, Dooley. The next lad we have up, his nickname is 8-Ball. His hometown is Warrington. He is a 3 times MMTV winner, a former IPA professional, a True Q Northern Tour finalist, a multiple Northwest Masters winner, Doolin. His name is Steve Wall.
Well, here we go, match 2. Seb Webb versus Steve Wall. The winner to play George Tierney in the quarter-finals. So Steve Wall has won the lag and he gets to break first. Can he give himself a nice early opportunity and get going in this match? We saw in match 1 how quickly in this format the game can get away from you. 2 missed early chances from Chris Hampson and all of a sudden he found himself 4-0 behind. Every shot counts in this format. Well, Steve has come up dry, but he's not got a best of splits. And we saw in the previous match that every frame was pretty much open. There wasn't much tactical play. And I was going to say this frame may have some tactical play in it, but Seb Webb said none of it. He has gone straight for a finish. All out attack. Doesn't reach cushion, gives away the foul. And one world champion leaves the box. Another one world champion joins me. 2016, 17?
Sorry, I just heard the joke in the background. I was still laughing at that. What were you saying?
I was just saying we've just lost one world champion in the commentary box, but we're joined by another 2017 BI world champion.
2016. It's every 2 years, yeah.
Liam Dunster, and he will be one of our later matches on this afternoon. 7th match on. Looking forward to getting out there.
Yeah, of course. The atmosphere out there is just brilliant.
Were you out there for the first match?
Yeah, I watched the whole match here. George wasn't missing much.
He played right in the middle of that match.
Yeah. Didn't really get to see much of Chris, to be honest.
Yeah, a couple of missed early chances, tricky ones, and other than that, he was done.
Yeah,
really.
I think it was the first or second frame he's missed a ball. I think he was trying to play it off a ball. He's just hit it quite bad, and then I think his next shot he was 4-0 down.
So thanks to that foul from Seb Webb, it is Steve Wall that gets the first good opportunity in this frame.
I see Kate's offering odds on each match. What was the odds on this match out of interest?
I haven't seen any of the match odds. I've got all the outright matches, all the outright odds. And as George Tierney referenced in his interview, he was 25-1 at the start of the match. Steve Wall's 22-1 and Seb Webb 20-1. Not much between these two out there for the outright prices. Steve Wall does get that first frame on the board. Broke dry, Seb Webb attacked and then fouled. Didn't reach the cushion and left it open for Steve Wall to complete the finish.
Was he trying to play a safety shot and he didn't reach cushion, or was it? No, he was trying to drop that ball in dead weight.
He was just trying to drop one in dead weight, and to be fair, he didn't get that close to reaching the pocket or the cushion. But we saw in the first match that you've got to settle out there. There is crowd. There's a lot of crowd interaction. There's a lot of noise. Seb will need to settle in this frame if he wants to get into this match.
Yeah, I mean you've got to settle quite quick. I mean there's a lot of shouts when you're down on your shot. There's cameras flashing in the background. You've got the TV cameras right in front of you. Everything is quite off-putting. But just got to get used to it.
How do you view an event like this? There's a lot of players in the pool world that would smile and say, Liam Dunster in a 30-second shot clock tournament, no chance. But you've won shot clock tournaments in the past. You just laugh and move on. And
yeah, of course. I mean, I won the 45-second shot clock one, then I won the 30-second shot clock one. It's just now, what's this? 20 seconds. It goes down
20
to,
20 at
so
the end.
Just got to win this now. then it'll be 15.
Yeah, you still won't get. No one will still be saying.
No,
you can
I
play
mean,
with shot
I'm
clock.
still a slow player, so.
If the red that he's nearest does go into the corner pocket, then that's a pretty nice shot, and it's left him a really good chance. If it doesn't, he needs to work that ball out. It does look like it goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it passes. Just run down for the. Oh, he's screwing this back. I thought he was going to run it down near the black, sort of, for the ball in the cushion. He's played it well, just has to stun this in the corner past the yellow.
Keep that one nicely. Once that goes in, as you say, it's all there. Simple black to move 2-0 ahead. A very poor missed pot by Seb Webb. Probably focusing on the white a little bit too much, and gifts the opportunity to Steve, and he says thanks very much. Seb yet to settle in this match.
I quite fancied Seb for this match, to be honest, because from what I've heard, Steve's not the quickest of players, and then Seb just runs about like a maniac every time anyway. So you think this format would suit him, but so far he's not doing well.
I think sometimes with slower players, having a shot clock can just stop them. Sometimes they're slow because they're thinking about too many options, and this can make them commit to their first choice sometimes. Well, just when he's gone 2-0 in front, he wanted one more good opportunity and would have really started to see the finish line in this match. But fouling,
he was unlucky there. He hit the break quite well. He's got kicked off about 3 balls there to go in the middle bag.
Yeah, so Seb Webb's first really good opportunity in this match. Gone for reds. Every red has a pocket, fairly open split for him. He knows this is one he should take out. He knows that if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble.
I don't think you'll hear much 5-second shouts from the crowd when Seb's playing.
Yeah, I think we could cut it down to a 10-second shot clock at the moment, the way Seb's gone about this finish.
Welcome to the show, Sebby! Welcome to the show!
So a very quick fire reverse dish from Seb Webb, and he is on the board. Cuts his deficit to 2-1. Nearly run out into trouble there. One of the shots in the middle. He went in off, flicked the ball he didn't want to, but run around the table, and well, it was as quick fire as it gets.
Seb Webb to break, trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Nice big break from Seb Webb. That's a couple of balls. Decent split.
Yeah, I think the only problem for both of the balls, both set of balls here, is the yellow and red that's tied up at the far left as we look.
Well, he tapped it straight away, but didn't get the required spin and angle he wanted to get into the problem.
Yeah, he's left Steve a chance here. He's only got 1 ball to burst out. Steve just turning it into a tactical frame, wasting a bit of time.
Do you think with this format we'll see many tactical frames? Do you think it's just going to be all out?
I don't think you will. You'll see a lot of attacking frames, but I think you might see people slowing it down towards the end. Like if they're winning by 2 frames, they may just waste a bit of time. A bit like football when you run it to the corner in injury time, stuff like that.
Yeah, no need to take a finish on if you've got yourself a lead and there's only a few minutes left. That's a pretty good shot from Steve. Manages to get his red ball out. And those yellows are still a bit of a mess at the bottom end of the table.
Come on, Sam, turn the power on, lad. The big chance. I would have gone for the skill shot. Then pocket it top. No. Not big enough.
Steve Wall looking to get himself to 3 frames and get that 2-frame lead back.
You can actually see from this camera view that people are taking pictures and it's flashing when on the line of their shots, so it's going to be a bit off-putting to start with. But seems like Steve's coped with it pretty well.
Yeah. I guess that's one of the things we'll have to learn to deal with as the sport grows and the audiences grow. May not always be cameras, but it doesn't want that to draw. Oh, he's okay. I thought he'd run the white far too far, but the skill shot helps him.
He's building a wall. He's double jump.
And Steve Wall knocks in the black. He says to Seb Webb, I can make quick fire finishes too. He runs around the table and clears up to move himself 3-1 ahead. Steve looks like he really means business. Really fancies this.
Yeah, I thought he looked really nervous when he first came out, but he seems to have settled pretty well.
He's going to have to find his break if he wants to go on and win this tournament. As yet, it has not been his friend. But he still had enough opportunities to get himself 3-1 ahead. But out of his 3 breaks, he has not played the next shot.
Yep, Seb not messing about, getting his bad ball out early, taking the finish on quick.
Just needs to avoid that line of reds. Pick a gap.
Oh, he's run that a bit far there. I think he'll have to pick a gap again.
Slightly harder gap to pick this time.
Give us a Seb special. Whip it round the table.
You should probably just aim for those 2 reds on the left hand side and accept a longer black. Something like that. Another reverse finish from Seb Webb. Gets himself back to just 1 frame behind at 3-2 to Steve Wall.
Bit disappointed he plotted his last ball with a just plain ball, centre ball. I thought it was meant to be electrifying.
Yeah, you want him to electrify you, don't you? You're expecting that was almost a bit too routine.
Yeah.
Or maybe he can electrify us here. Yeah, didn't seem to catch that break very well at all.
Cue ball.
You just see that white spinning the minute he hit the pack. He just had it almost like he hit it with an awful lot of left-hand side, and then flew into the corner pocket.
Yeah, it was always going towards that bag, but there was a few reds and yellows in the way, but they all kicked each other out of the way and it went right through the gap.
Well, Steve using his free shot wisely, just nudging a yellow over the corner pocket, and then he's going to attack these yellows. The way he's gone about his work so far in this match, you really fancy him to get these.
Is that yellow pass, or is he playing for the plant here?
Looks tight, he's had another good look.
Yeah, it goes in. Looks a lot different for the other camera.
I think it did go. If you're right behind it, then you feel a bit more comfortable on it, but the fact that he had so much angle.
From that camera angle, it didn't look like it went, but then when the camera went behind the pocket, you could see it went.
I think it definitely put him off. I think it definitely was in his mind. Either way, it's well, Seb's now having a good look. He's played on this red, so it better go. Looks like he's just under hit his positional shot. May have to just swerve around this yellow. He was okay.
I thought he'd have played that a bit softer and played for the loose red and came back for the two down here.
Well, I think he wants to electrify you. I think that's what's going on.
Is that what's going on?
I think so. I think.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. I think the message got down to him that you weren't impressed with that previous finish. It was too routine.
I was a bit bored with it. Yeah. I like to see flash finishes.
It's what you're known for.
Yeah.
Fairly.
I was going to make that my nickname, but I thought, no, better not.
Steve Wall gets a second opportunity and a great plant. Gives him a great chance to go 4-2 in front. Over on his position. Probably wanted to be on the one into the centre next, but have to go to the corner. Can recover. Probably going in and out of bulk this time, so a bit more mileage on the white than he'd like. Plenty of room to land in. Mistakes, in flies the black. Steve Wall takes a 4-2 lead in this match, 1 frame away from victory. Seb Webb has about 10 minutes left if he wants to get himself back into this match. He needs to win a minimum of 2 frames in those 10 minutes.
I think the whole crowd want to see a shootout, so
I want to see a shootout at some point.
We've not had a shootout yet in the series.
Yeah, in the first one of these events that was held back end of 2018, it was every single match completed on time, just about. I think a couple were close. I think every match was 5-3 apart from your first round match, which was 5-1. No shootouts, but I think I'd love to see a shootout in this atmosphere, in this crowd.
Definitely, yeah. It would be distracting because there's going to be people that are shouting when you're down on your shot queuing it and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, and it's just going to get worse with everyone drinking all day, and then it's going to be on for another few hours. Yeah.
Steve Wall with another dry break. 4 breaks in this match, 3 dry and 1 with a foul. That normally doesn't lead to good things, but he is still 4-2 up in this match. Seb Webb looking to electrify you again. He would like to have landed a little bit straight on this. He doesn't want to cannon the yellow when he comes up the table. And that's what's caused him to miss. You can see he wanted to pop that on the straight side of the pocket, so he didn't flip into the yellow to control the white.
He's just under hit his shot before that. If he got straight on that, he was just pull it back and take the red up the top of the table, but I think he was just trying to cheat the bag there.
Well, goes without saying that the worst ball on the table is this yellow that he's paying attention to now. If this goes in, it looks like he's playing off the red. And they are all there for Steve Wall.
Yeah, he can pot this and kick the yellow away from the cushion if he wanted to. Not just rolling it in.
He's landed straight on the yellow to the bottom left, and you'd have to really jack the cue up to get good position.
Is he running through the cushion?
Well, I'm guessing one of these 2 yellows goes off the red into the centre pocket. Otherwise, that's no good.
Does that yellow now go in past the black into the centre?
I think it probably does. He's had a good look at it. And if it does, then it is all there for him. And in goes the black. A great performance from Steve Wall. Puts out one of the crowd favourites, Seb Webb, who was not able to electrify us. Then we have a look at the stats of the match, and Steve played really well, apart from his break, which didn't really get going at all. But when you look at Seb Webb's side of the table, 7 missed pots in 7 frames is an awful lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Steve's played really well there. He's quite impressed me, to be honest. Like I said a few times, I didn't think he'd adapt to the shot clock and things, but he's done really well there.
Well, let's go and get a few words with him. And he is down in the arena with Jade now.
You 2 played.
Oh, he mullered me last time we played, so I owed him one, but it's still not the same as he beat me for a lot of money last time.
Do you feel like you've got your revenge back?
No, it's just a bit of fun in it. Me and Seb get on, we're good mates, so.
The question is though, which one would you have rather won, the money match or this one?
Yeah, definitely the £20,000 money match.
But you never know, you might go all the way on this one.
You never know, yeah, let's hope so.
No, it's good. Right. So when it was quite close and you were sort of like going head and head, did you still feel in control of the match?
Yeah, it felt really good. Yeah, table's playing lovely, so you're just stroking them in. It's just a lovely table to play on. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, good luck for the next round, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well done to Wally. The next game that's out. This in itself should be a final. When we drew this out, I was like, what? This is a final. We have coming out first from Doncaster, IPA Open winner, Taom Shootout winner. He won this one last time. It is Jordan, the Welsh wizard, Shepherd. Go on the eyes! Go on the eyes! I actually asked Jordan just before he walked in, I just said, Jordan, so you're playing Chris next, what do you reckon? He goes, he plays bucketball. This is easy, easy, easy. Right, up next. The list is too long. 2 times World 8-ball champion, 2 times Moscone Cup champion. Moscone MVP. Cookie knows all about an MVP. World Chinese 8-ball runner-up. From Keighley, his name is Chris, the Magician, Melling.
And what a matchup we have now. Jordan Shepherd versus Chris Melling. Probably the match of the round. Second and third favourites for this tournament, and they meet in the last 16. Which way will it go? I am now joined in the commentary box by fan favourite, the real number 1, George Tierney. Afternoon, George.
How you doing, pal? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
How are your fans?
Do you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, it was great. I'm playing well, so I was feeling good out there, all right.
Yeah, you look really sharp. Took out some nice finishes.
Yeah, it's nice to have the play on. Pockets are very tight. Cushions play differently to a Supreme table, but very nice to play on. Who is this now? Sheppy and Chris Melling.
Yeah, Sheppy and Melling.
Yeah.
Match of the round, I think. And both players are big favourites to win this tournament.
Oh, well, I was the match of the round.
Well, you're always the match of the round, George.
Yeah, I'm the match of the round, but yeah, and if I wasn't there, this would be the match of the round, all right, I suppose.
So it is Jordan Shepherd that has won the lag. And he gets to break first.
The table's not breaking very well, to be honest. It doesn't break anywhere near like a Supreme.
We saw from Steve Hall in the previous match, couldn't make a ball off the break.
Yeah, it's tough to break on. I noticed that myself. I told Chris to watch out here. The pockets are very tight. He wouldn't be used to tight pockets, being used to bucket ball.
I was going to say that second ball dropping in was going to hurt him, but it's not too bad because
No,
he's got the gap.
not too bad.
Just the red next to the yellow next to the red in the middle of the table, but it does go to the top right.
Goes top right. You can track it now. Handy enough. Bit of reverse slide off the cushion. Yeah. Has he got the angle now to use the red to screw off the side of the red and back down? I wonder. I don't think that other yellow goes past the other yellow. Oh, must do. Yeah. Now he's in a black goes in the middle, does it? Yeah.
I think it goes in either middle, but definitely the right. In goes the black, and Chris Melling is up and running with a reverse dish off that Jordan Shepherd dry break. And made very light work of that. Looked a messier table than Chris made it look.
Lakin doesn't look too happy there, sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, he's not been. All the other players have been up in the players' room, and he's kind of just been out there and soaking up the atmosphere so far.
Yeah. He looks like he's still on the drink since last night by the head of him.
Of course, we'll see Craig Lakin in 3 matches' time up against Martin McIntosh from Scotland. Looks to be yet another dry break.
You have to clatter them. It's a very tough table to break on.
So Jordan Shepherd gets his first opportunity in this match. Can he respond to that reverse finish from Chris Melling? Good opportunity.
Yeah. Too straight. It's definitely too straight.
Just enough to screw back past the Reds. Yellow right in the middle of the table is probably his biggest hurdle to get over.
Yeah, but he wants to be getting on this one on the side cushion as soon as possible. Is he playing it now? Yeah.
Nice little flick. Helps the cause. I don't think that yellow in the middle of the table goes anywhere but the right centre.
Yeah, he needs to be on this one in the middle at the right angle. Yes, he's looking at it now.
But playing this one from the cushion takes away some of the control, so delicate shot required.
It's too hard. He's overhit it. Yeah. Now he's in a bit of trouble. I don't think he even has the angle to go up and down, or even off the side cushion, top cushion will allow the reverse side. I don't think he even has that angle. Maybe he does. Oh no, he can go around the table. Yeah. Shot.
He's going to be thrilled with that.
Absolutely.
Great vision to see that off the red, to create the angle he needed to come round. Touch of fortune to land on it the way he did, but completes the reverse dish with that black. Little hand of apology to Chris, but played a good shot, probably deserved a touch of fortune. What a start to this match. Both players pulling out finishes from the break. Can either player solve the problem of the break? Can either player get a ball on their side?
Just off centre, strike it, yeah. As hard as he can hit them. No. Oh, you got one.
Really went back and tried to crunch them. That was as powerful a break as you can see Jordan Shepherd go for. Got a decent split apart from the yellow on the right hand side. Black making it a problem. Will need to cannon into that. I don't think he can play it as a double without cannoning the red out the way. It looks like it's a bit blocked off.
No. His pockets are too tight for them, Sheppy. Unless you can pot like me, son.
Not the end of the world missing that though. Takes the pocket.
No,
bit of control in the frame.
See how... No, he caught the yellow first.
The problem with the shot that Chris Mellon's just played is opened up the yellow that was causing Sheppy a problem in the middle of the table. Sheppy eyeing up a three-ball plan?
Yeah. Just to hit it hard enough to make sure he gets his other yellow out there. Yeah, perfect. This is pretty much a formality now. I can't see him missing from here.
Yeah, once a player of Jordan Shepherd's ability gets them open like this, you fear the worst as an opponent. Probably Probably just needs to be slightly careful what angle he leaves on the yellow at the bottom end of the table, but to be honest, that's only if the black doesn't go comfortably into the right centre, and I think it probably does. Just come around to have a look to check that black goes nicely into the right centre. You can see there clearly.
That does, yeah.
All but a full pocket. And in goes the black. Jordan Shepherd 2-1 ahead. Makes the mistake in the frame, misses the plot down the rail, but Chris Mellon pushed the boat out, went for a treble or a double, and nudged open the yellows, and that was the end of that.
He was in a bit of trouble there though with the other red over the other corner as well. He was going to have to pull out something, Chris. I think he'd no choice there but go for game, really.
Do you think with the format of this that it just forces players to be more aggressive than they normally would be?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You don't want to get yourself into a tactical frame.
Yeah, you don't want the shot clock going down either to 30 seconds. It makes it even harder then. So you want to try and get on with it. Get on with the games, get them over with as quickly as possible.
Chris manages to get himself a ball off the break, but it's not a split that he wanted. He wanted something a bit more open than this.
Oh, he's playing safe.
Probably didn't have too many options.
No.
Finished touching ball. There was no good open ball for him to go for. Leaves Jordan Shepherd the same problem without the touching ball. And this is where the shot clock. Sorry, George. This is where the shot clock's really going to come into play because neither player really has enough time to come up with anything.
Yeah. He's inviting Chris to go yellows now. Chris gets this next shot right. Oh, he's too...
just too thin to be able to cannon into that yellow and in amongst all those reds.
That's strange. Some shot.
Really is a great double. He's trying to get that white to come down a slightly different line down the table, try and nudge maybe one of those yellows out.
Yeah.
Probably a bit of a blessing for Chris not making that.
Yeah, it's not bad. It hasn't worked out too bad.
If he makes it, he gets further behind because those yellows are going to be so hard to get out. Jordan Shepherd going for a safety shot. Played to perfection.
He could end up snookered here himself though, if Chris plays this right. Yeah. Told you.
That's a brilliant shot from Chris Melling. And this is going to be hard for Jordan Shepherd to get out of. Not easy to get this white out of this corner.
Shaw. Unlucky.
It really was a brilliant shot from Chris Melling to give himself this opportunity. Has a free shot to develop these balls on the left-hand side and should give himself a great opening to tie these scores up. Oh, has he just knocked that black safe?
He's knocked the black safe, yeah. Although the yellow beside the black he can use to move it. The one nearest the corner. That's not very good.
Well, he's got an angle to go into the black now.
Yeah, but the white's going to be moving a lot though. And that's okay. It's a good shot. Now he's... the yellow goes in the other centre. Perfect.
We're running into the Reds. We'll be careful with the shot. He's controlled that beautifully.
Shot.
It's a good finish from Chris Melling. First shot didn't open it up as he wanted to, but he's come up with 2 or 3 really nice shots to make the finish, and has tied the scores up at 2-2. Jordan Shepherd would have walked away from the table having laid the snooker on Chris Melling, thinking, I might have a good chance here to get myself 3-1 ahead, but that brilliant snooker return from Chris Melling really did change the frame.
Jordan Shepherd's a break, 2 frames on.
That's a nice break. It's a very nice break. This frame is over. Reds all day.
Best break of the match so far. Nice big split. No problem balls, no cannons required, just decent route, worked way around the table. Just coming up to the halfway point in this match. When the shot clock reduces in time. Do you feel that out there as a player? Do you notice the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. You're constantly thinking about the shot clock there, Nick. You don't really have time to think. It's very hard. When it goes down to 30 seconds, it's really tough.
Second shot clock.
20 seconds. I mean, that's
severe.
It's craziness. It's a shot.
That's a great shot from Jordan Shepherd. A little bit too much angle on this red. Might need to use the side cushion again. Cleverly screws into the black. Nicely done.
I have a funny feeling this match is going to go to black ball shootout. And we could be here for a long while with these two. If it does.
Get to a black ball shootout, you don't expect either of these guys to miss, but there is some atmosphere out there. There is some pressure.
Yeah.
Of course, goes to a black ball shootout if we finish tied at the end of 30 minutes. If it goes 4-4 and there's still time to play that last frame, we will play it. What are we now? 3-2, Jordan Shepherd, and we're just over halfway through the match, so yeah, we could well be heading towards a shootout.
Oh.
That pack.
They weren't tight.
That pack just didn't open at all, a bit of a dead pack.
Yeah, they weren't tight at all.
Chris did make a ball though, and the way he's gone about his match so far, he is still going to attack.
Yeah. He's just going to play up into this black now. Oh, he didn't. The red must be on into the middle. That red beside the black must be on into the other middle, yeah. It's hard to see from this angle. Ah, it is, yeah. Look, it's stuck on. He's on it now. This opens that other red into the other middle now if he needs to. Yeah.
You can see the one to the nearest the corner. So this is so well worked so far.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wants to be straight. Oh, he is perfect. That's a very classy finish from Chris Melling. It looked a horrible break. Balls didn't open up at all, but he's just pieced it out. Didn't make any cannons, just managed to work his way around them, and he responds to Jordan Shepherd's breaking dish with one of his own. And we are back tied at 3-3. 3 frames left, 12 minutes left. All results still possible. At some point today we want to see a black ball shootout.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a funny feeling this match is going to end up that way.
Yeah, Jordan Shepherd absolutely crunched that break. That is a phenomenal break. Makes 3 reds.
3 reds, yeah. He just has to be careful here. It's getting onto the black off this red. He's to make sure he leaves at the right angle. It's just where the yellow there is in the middle of the table. It's just causing a slight problem.
Yeah, slight grimace on his face.
Yeah. See, here's his problem. It's getting on that red. He's okay. No, he's not. He's not.
I think he'll just be able to bend this round if he can't quite see the potting angle.
He has to bend it, yeah. No.
He just finished 2 straight on that red at the top end of the table. Wanted enough angle to be able to come down so that he could avoid the problem yellows. Wasn't able to do so, and that's what caused the problems.
That's not a great shot. He's okay though. It's that goal. From here, it didn't look like that yellow went at all.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be that close to it either, but still in complete control. Lovely shot.
Uh-oh, too far.
Still has one to the top left.
Yeah.
Karl just letting him know that that wasn't the best positional shot.
Oh.
Did not expect him to miss that.
No.
It wasn't the ball he wanted to be on, but I still fully expected him to make that and complete the finish.
Shot. Very good shot. Oh, it's unlucky.
What a great effort from Jordan Shepherd. Just wanted to brush by that. And we've got a few seconds left to come up with something.
He's just going to tip off it, I think. No. Oh, he's getting it. What a shot that was.
That is incredible. Jordan Shepherd, clock just about to tick out, comes up with
the way he queued up to that there, I thought he was just going to tip it. See his hand so close to him.
What a shot from Jordan Shepherd. He is loving it. Well, Chris Melling will be annoyed with himself because he knows he should be 4-3 up and not 4-3 down.
Oh no. I think that's Corton's.
And having made the mistake in the previous frame, that is an absolute disaster. Could be his last shot in this tournament.
I'd say I think this match is all over here now, fans.
No problems with these Reds.
No.
No more cannons required. All the work done with his free shot. Probably wants to be a touch straighter. Wants to be on the one on the right hand side next, I would have thought. He's probably just about straight enough. Yeah, he is. Jordan Shepherd knows his work is done. I'm sure Chris Manning would have feared the worst when he put White off that free.
That's that, fans.
Yeah, Jordan Shepherd made no mistake and takes out the reverse finish to get the win, but that match was probably all down to that incredible double treble finish that Jordan Shepherd made in frame 7. Definitely the key to that match.
Right, fans, I'm off. I'll probably go back on later on. All the best to rail number 1.
Big congratulations. The Welsh Wizard has actually won the Magician. How does it feel?
I felt he was really unlucky then, to be honest. Chris was really unlucky then. I think I got lucky a couple of times and that was it, really.
It was very, very close. How was the pressure? How was you feeling with the pressure of it being so close?
Yeah, it was good. It was really fun. Obviously, he's great to play against and that. And I just thought he was unlucky.
Yeah.
Lucky to win.
Lucky to win. Both of you did a very, very good match. Everyone was rooting for both of you.
Yeah.
So this is a special tournament for you because you did win our last Taom Shootout.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, the first one was brilliant. Obviously, I was lucky enough to win, but it'd be nice to win again today.
Do you think you can go all the way, make it your second one?
I hope so, Jade. Yeah, I hope so. After that, hopefully, yeah.
We wish you all the best. Good luck for your next one, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What a game that was. Oh my God. Absolutely unbelievable. That was a final in itself. Unlucky to Chris. So, I do believe the local favourite's coming out next. Kevin Moyles, the second best dressed man here today. Go on, Carlton. His nickname is The Dish, his hometown is Wigan. 9-ball, British junior champion, European straight pool ball champion. His name is Matt The Dish Lawrenson!
I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime. Played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Joey got.
Now that is an entrance. Up next, from Swansea, 2017 World Champion, 2010 Masters Champion, Welsh Open winner, 5-time World Series winner in Morocco. His name is Craig Marshy Marsh!
Take a broom and sweep my yard. You better brush it good, or we go fall apart. Don't give me no shortcut thing. You have all day and night. I had to satisfy, so you better do it right. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your waist in it now. Everybody, you take.
Well, here we go. After that incredible match between Jordan Shepherd and Chris Mellon, we are straight back into the action with Craig Marsh against the home favourite, Matt Lawrenson. My name's Simon Webb. I am joined in the commentary box by JJ Fall. As you can see, we'll be playing a little bit later on this afternoon against Liam Dunster. Good afternoon, JJ.
Good afternoon.
You're looking forward to getting out there yourself, seeing how the atmosphere's building?
Yeah, I hope the shakes die down a bit.
Yeah, it must be nerve-wracking to go out and play in front of this crowd. I think you could see with the intro here that Matt Lawrenson really does have quite a lot of home support. This is his home club.
Yeah, they think Matt is probably the supporters' favourite player here today.
Yeah, he's up against it though, playing one of the best players in the world in Craig Marsh. In this format, with this crowd support, that's definitely capable of winning this match and winning this event.
Oh, the white's gone down.
Not the start you want. Gifting Craig Marsh a free shot to open up the table. He should use it wisely, give himself a good opportunity to get himself on the board. Of course, he still has the option to go reds or yellows. Wouldn't surprise me. Well, it would surprise me if he goes reds. I'm half expecting him. There he goes. Get that red out of the way and then go yellows.
Yeah, that first shot he played, he just opened up the black to make it easier for himself. And it's just one tricky yellow left.
I think he's got an option to take the one he's nearest to, play rail first if he wants to. No, he's just going straight down to the plant nearest the pocket. I thought he could have played a plant with the other yellow, maybe opened it up, but decided to back himself to get on this to the top right corner.
Yeah, as long as the white's not on the cushion, it should be a straightforward shot to the top corner. That looks fine.
In goes the black, and Craig Marsh does complete the reverse dish and gets himself 1-0 ahead in this match. And whenever you pot the pot the white off the break, you fear the worst, and that's exactly what happened for Matt Lawrenson. All the home support would have loved just to get the first opportunity and get going. Just had to sit and wait.
Yeah, Marcy's probably got one of the biggest breaks in the game. So this should be a good split.
Oh, he really caught them well. Nothing's gone in.
At a quick glance, it looks like it's yellows. Yeah.
Well, first opportunity for the home favourite. Decent opportunity. There's the yellow nearest the left-hand middle pocket. Can he get onto that, or does he need to move it? I don't think it goes to the bottom left corner. It's not in a bad spot for a double if he doesn't want to move it.
Oh, great shot. Good shot.
Marsh wishes he could do that.
So far I've seen a few of the players saying they're quite nippy, those shots down the rail.
Yeah, this is the new black ball table, so it is a bit tight down the rails. You have to cue them very sweet if you want to pot them down the balls. Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky from Craig Marsh. Anything but that absolutely plumb centre cannon on that red over the pocket, and he would have kept control of the white. May not have had a good next shot, but was just trying to open up the pocket, that pocket.
That's it, Matty, help him out.
A really good chance now for Matt. The work was done in the previous visit, just missed that one down the rail.
It's just getting onto that yellow that's close to the black now. Looks like he's got a bit of an angle.
That's unlucky. Just flick the black. Any fuller contact on that black and he holds on that yellow, you're saying it's tricky to get on, and it is tricky to get on. Maybe forced just to screw back and play for the gap. I don't know whether he's got an angle to come round the table. There is a gap between that red and black.
I think he's looking at the gap, to be honest. Looks like he's playing for it. I think that's quite tight.
He's having a good look.
He might be able to bend it in.
It is too tight. Cannot make this without bending it. Players for this event have been encouraged to get involved with a bit of crowd interaction, and Craig Marsh has definitely taken that on. Really enjoying the atmosphere out there. Loving the banter he's been given, and looks like he's been given a little bit back as well.
I think Craig's been very fortunate here, not leaving Matthew on that yellow.
Well, that's incredible. How has that red gone in there?
It's not happening for him at the moment.
Right. 2 chances in this frame and wasn't able to get it done. And that's just a disaster. Just gifting the frame to Craig Marsh. He was just trying to hit it solid and get, try and make something good happen. Unfortunately, the opposite. Left himself a nice angle to go back up the table, get the red out the way, and then come on back down. Well, doing it the other way around, but same thing. Anything but straight is perfect. And in goes the black, and as Matt Lawrence would have expected after that foul, Craig Marsh makes no mistakes and moves 2-0 in front. It's difficult to settle out there at the best of times, but a couple of chances in that frame and wasn't able to take either of them.
Yeah, Matty needs to just concentrate on making a ball now and keep the cue ball on the table. He needs to win this frame to get back into the match.
Yeah, hit a really good break first time round, but lost the white. He'll be happy with that, makes the ball, gives himself an opportunity.
Yeah, I think all the reds are on here. Just one tricky one at the bottom, but it goes in the opposite corner.
He was able to get himself on the yellow, which has its own problems, but he sees yellows. Yellow just below the black. It's a tricky ball. He could take it up into the long pocket. He could move into it, which is what he was trying there. Hasn't landed on it. Looks like he's landed a little bit thin on this yellow to the bottom right for perfect control. Still trying to move that yellow. And I regret not just playing on it, because he could have got right behind that, and if he gets behind it to the corner, you'd be very surprised for him missing it. Now he's tried to move it, he's got more problems.
I think he's going to try and stand across to take the yellow in the same pocket if possible.
That's a great shot.
It's unlucky.
He just rolled too far. Oh, that's very unlucky. Similar to the previous frame where he just an underhand position onto his last ball. This time he just overruns it. Well, tried to make something happen. Coming off a couple of cushions, good solid contact, and needed a couple of nudges, but it wasn't to be. So Craig Marsh with a great opportunity to get himself 3-0 ahead in this match. Problems with this finish, no areas of concern, fairly natural route just to take these ones at the top and come on down. That's not the best shot Craig Marsh has ever played. Does he have a pot on?
He's not happy about that. I think he can get through the gap actually.
He was lucky, to be honest, a little bit lucky to land on that. Didn't want the cannon he got at the top end of the table, or if he did, he wanted to catch it thicker, so it spun the white more into open play, whichever way he played it. Certainly didn't want to leave it where he did. But he has recovered the situation to perfection in this simple black for 3-0. And it goes. Craig Marsh quietening down the home crowd. Lawrenson has had a couple of opportunities in the last two frames, has not been able to take any of them, and he finds himself in a hole. Of course, this is Craig Marsh's first taste of the shootout. Wasn't involved in the first event at the end of last year. It looks like he's enjoying himself out there. Crunching break.
He hit him with perfect timing.
Well, you said on his first break, he's got one of the biggest breaks in the world when he gets it going, and showing us a taste of that there. I think today, with this format, it's not just making the ball off the break and giving yourself chances. It's can you give yourself those, real, simple chances where there's less work to do. And there are days when Craig Marsh breaks so big that he does get a lot of those sort of finishes.
Yeah, I can't see a big problem in this finish. It's just a tiny bit of positional play needed.
He's not finished perfect this time. A little bit more, a little bit less, and he'd been happy. Still plenty of room, no real problems.
Shot clock.
I cue that perfectly.
In goes the black, and a breaking dish from Craig Marsh, and he is absolutely flying now. Moves himself 4-0 ahead. And in the 4 matches we've seen so far, I think early chances are the key. The players that haven't been able to take their early chances have been punished, and then all of a sudden this quick fire format, the match really does get away from you.
Yeah, I think the second frame was a big swing. Matty probably could have won that frame, and it could have changed the whole match.
Craig Marsh enjoying the music. He does love a bit of a sing-song, does Craig Marsh. Likes to entertain with a few songs. Big Meatloaf fan.
Karaoke master.
Karaoke master, absolutely.
Good break from Matty. So out of interest, in the history of shootout, has there ever been a match won from 4-0 down?
No.
So we might see history in the making here.
Before the last shootout, or the first shootout, every match was 5-3 apart from one first round match which was 5-1. So there's been no comebacks to the length. Of course there's been qualifiers for this event, and I can't say for certain whether there hasn't been a 4-4 comeback in any of those qualifiers. I know there's been a couple of shootouts in the qualifiers, which always adds excitement. That's a really nicely controlled shot by Matt Lawrenson. Wonder whether he was going to try and nudge into the black, because I wonder whether that black goes anywhere without moving it. But the problem with trying that is you're nudging it towards that red and just no guarantee of being on your next ball.
I think he's going to try and bump the yellow on the side. That's it. Now at least the black goes in the middle pocket.
Yeah, it might even go in the corner, but there's plenty of room to get on it in the middle pocket. Didn't want to nudge it off the red and doesn't want to be straight.
I think he's fine.
He wanted to pop that clean, but he was still fine. Thought he might have been just too straight, but he's okay. And in goes the black, and Matt Lawrenson does get his first frame on the board, and the crowd absolutely love that one. Breaking dish to cut his gap to 4-1. Crowd are absolutely loving themselves out there. You asked the question, has anyone ever come back from 4-0 behind before? And it's not just the 4-0, it's the fact that, he's only got 10 minutes left, and he'd have to win, four frames to win the match, 3 to take it, potentially to a shootout. So time is against you once you get yourself 4-0 behind. 9 frames is a lot of frames to play in a 30-minute time frame.
Yeah, I think the player that's in front can always start using a bit of slow tactic to try and stop the player from making a comeback.
Craig Marsh run his shot clock all the way down to 1.
I don't think he had a shot on, to be honest.
You can hear there clearly on the replay, just in the nick of time, doesn't foul. Of course, we are into the 20-second shot clock phase of this match. The last 15 minutes are played to 20-second shot clock rules. A little bit too straight to get the white out as far as he wanted, but he's still on the next ball.
Played that very well. I definitely want to try and kill the match off right here.
One good positional shot. If he can make, oh, he's going for a little bit of left-handed play. I've watched an awful lot of Craig Marsh play Paul. Played against him many times. I have never seen him tempt a left-handed shot.
No.
It may be a while before we see it again.
I think Ronnie O'Sullivan would have potted that. Good shot by Matty there.
This time, Lawrenson goes all the way down to his last second. Just manages to play the shot in the nick of time. And the problem that Craig Marsh had, just going back to his visit where he had to play the left-handed shot, was with a 20-second shot clock, the clock's run down so much by the time you decide what you want to do, you haven't got time to get a rest. So he had no choice but to play that left-handed because he didn't have time to get the rest.
Is there any timeouts you can call?
No extensions, no timeouts. I think the clock gets put gets halted if the referee needs to come to the table to adjudicate on a total decision, or whether the ball is frozen to a rail or frozen a touching ball, that situation. Other than that, the clock is going. That's a great pot from Matt. Another missed pot by Matt. And we've seen early in this tournament that those balls down the rail are very tight. And of course, Craig Marsh 4-1 up, 6 minutes 46 left on the clock, and absolutely no rush to try and come up with a finish. Where's the white going?
Yeah, I think in his head, Matty has lost his match. He's not playing the way he used to, or usually play.
He's still playing for crowd. Get on with it.
Showing some confidence to with the black. Well, he's left himself the angle to cannon the black out. I was going to say he had a free shot. He could have cannoned the black out if he wanted to with his free shot.
Oh, great shot by Matty there, by Marshy.
drops the black, and Craig Marsh moves on to the quarterfinals with a 5-1 victory over Matt Lawrenson. The home favourite is out, and to be honest, the match was probably won by Craig Marsh when he went 3-0 ahead. Matt Lawrenson had 2 good opportunities in frame 2 and 1 good opportunity in frame 3, and wasn't able to take any of them. And once Craig Marsh got himself 3-0 ahead, he ran away with it. And we can go down and get a few words with him now.
Absolutely hammered me. I knew I was getting it, but I couldn't put it past. I couldn't get it out of my mind.
Did they put extra pressure on you?
Sorry?
Did the crowd put extra pressure on you?
No, just one of them. Just him with it.
There's always one. Always one. He won't be there for the next one, maybe. We'll take him.
Yeah, it's all right. All good fun.
So no, you've won from here. You're actually world champion, Masters champion, 5 times Welsh Open winner. Do you think you've got what it takes to become the Taom Shootout winner?
Yeah, I mean, if I played like that, I thought I played all right. I mean, Matty made a couple of mistakes, but if I played like that, I can definitely win. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You've been playing Welsh. You must have the confidence to go all the way.
Yeah. Put plenty of practice in. Put it that way.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next match. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
He still loves you, Jade. He still loves you, baby. What a game. Oh, was it? Doolan needs to watch his language. It's all right now it's on Facebook, but listen, when the language kicks off, there can't be any bad language when we go on Free Sports, okay? Even the cameramen are going. All right, so listen. As we are getting ready now. Oh, here we go, look. As we're getting ready, the next one out. Okay, he's a local lad from Bury. I don't know where Cookie is. Where's Cookie? There's Cookie! He's one of your pals coming out now, son. He is the bouncer. He was a world champion runner-up. He was a runner-up. He was a runner-up last time as well, to the Eyes. Yes, the Eyes. Let's give him a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Simon, the bouncer, Fitzsimmons! Up next, listen, we need a massive round of applause for this fella when he comes out, okay? He bought himself in. Do you know why he bought himself in? He was at the last shootout and he went, I love it, I want it in. The money was down, he's in. So, his nickname is the Captain. He's a 2-time Craven PO knockout winner. 2018 Cleethorpes doubles finalist. From Clitheroe, he's from Clitheroe. Here's Jack, the Captain, Neo!
Well, here we go. We are halfway through the last 16 matches. We have 4 more to go this afternoon before we take a short break and come back live on Free Sports at 7:30. And now we have the runner-up from the first shootout, Simon Fitzsimmons, against local lad, or fairly local lad, Jack Neild. A player that enjoyed the first shootout so much he just had to get himself a part of it, and here he is playing against one of the best players in the world. solid first break from Simon. That White was tracking a little bit too close to the corner for comfort, but gets kicked away and gives himself a good opening opportunity. Looks a bad miss on the face of it, but he did not have the full pocket, and he was trying to cannon that red out, so just tried to pinch too much in the pocket, and that is why he's missed. Nice confident start here from Jack Neild. Doesn't want to be too straight on this spread to the corner. May not, you see the shake of the head, he may not have enough angle to get out and get good on his last red. He accepted that he couldn't get good, and I think he can stick this into the centre, but the White will be flying. He can also take it to the corner. And went for the corner. It wasn't to be. Tough. That was more about positional play than it was about a missed pot. Interesting to see whether Simon goes for the finish in this situation. Those two yellows on the right hand side are not great. He probably needs to play into them. I think the left hand side one of the two does go to the corner, so he can pot that one and develop the other, or he could pot that one and leave the other one there as a double. I guess it depends on the angle. He could go into them now if he wants to. Did attempt to go into them, missed them by a bit of distance, but still has control of the frame, so no damage done. Well, Simon's still choosing to go aggressively. Would have been simple to play a safety shot there. Chosen to do the safety shot off that ball, and be slightly annoyed that he's let the White drift a bit too far out, because it makes the escape so much easier for Jack. He is snookered. Jack Neild escapes from a snooker, but left it fairly simple for Simon Fitzsimmons to get this first frame on the board. You can see by the way he's gone about this frame, he definitely has aggression in mind. Maybe in another format he might have gone a bit more tactical a bit earlier, but decided to go for it and was able to pull back and go tactical at the end and win the frame, and he moves himself 1-0 ahead. I think it's fair to say that Jack Neild is underdog for this match, and he's the outsider with the bookies for the event. He is just happy to be in the in the event and battling hard. And we may have a foul break here. You don't see that very often, foul break from Jack Neal. Only we saw there, only one ball came past the middle line. And he didn't make any. So in black ball rules, you need to either make a ball or have two balls come past the centre line. And you see there clearly no balls potted and only one past the centre line. So foul break from Jack. Gave Simon the opportunity to have them re-racked. Confident first double from Simon, an aggressive pot to try and open the area up for the yellows. Just coming up short, Simon. I think he can slide on and off the cushion, or he could just maybe just screw into the red. He wants to be pretty straight on the yellow to the bottom right. On and off the cushion, and play to perfection. In goes the black, and I have no idea if that's a break dish or reverse dish and how we categorise that one. Foul break from Jack Neal. Simon had the balls re-racked and then broken dished. He does move 2-0 ahead with that, and he gets the break again. So it does look slightly odd, but yeah, it's all down to that foul break. Crunching break from Simon. Looks to have his break going. Confident double from Simon, trying to screw into the yellow just above that red that's causing the problems. Just missed it. Probably isn't on the next shot. Not sure he's got an open ball now. Looks like he's eyeing up another double. If it reaches, it's brilliant. but it hasn't reached. So another opportunity for Jack Neal. Missed his first opportunity in frame one. Good black from Simon. He moves himself 3-0 in front. Did miss a double in the middle of that frame, but this pop from Jack Neal, and Simon was able to get back to the table and complete the finish. Better break from Jack Neal this time. Makes the ball and gets a decent split. Red and yellow on the bottom rail are sort of awkward. Choosing to take yellows. 2 yellows on the right hand side will need to be worked out. Simon attempted to play that red off one of the yellows to open up the pocket for his other red. Just caught the yellow a little thick. But he has messed the table up by playing that shot. Not a great opportunity for Jack Neal to go for this finish. Table layout means that we are into a bit of tactical play. Both players have shown so far in this match they don't really want to get involved in a tactical battle, but sometimes you just have no choice. match clock just ticks over. We are past the halfway mark, and that means we are down to a 20-second shot clock. Not much time for either player to think of their options in a tactical battle. And it's a great shot by Jack Neild. Can he snick that yellow into the centre pocket, the one above the red? Don't think he can. Simon looks in ultra aggressive mood, going for absolutely everything, and Jack Neild has a good opportunity now to get that frame on the board and get going in this match. It's not come out great. He's developed all 3 yellows, but hasn't landed good on the next yellow. Tricky pot into the centre pocket if he wants to continue this visit. Went for the double. A lovely shot from Simon. I was going to say he doesn't want to land straight, and he hasn't. It's got a lovely little angle just to punch this white out. He's playing another good positional shot now. Not easy to get right behind this black. And he tried to move into it instead of playing on it. I've already seen Simon Fitzsimmons in this match pull out 2 or 3 great doubles. He's going to be looking for another now. But the left-hand centre pocket is blocked. So it's the corner pocket, and what a shot! What a double to win the frame. White nearly goes into the centre pocket, but just stays on the table, and that great double does move Simon Fitzsimmons 4-0 ahead in this match. Massive break from Simon, that white crunching the pack, tracking straight back up the centre of the table, and a lovely split, makes himself a ball. Great opportunity to complete the victory. Choosing to go reds, red underneath the black. There's a slight problem, does go to the bottom right. Just needs to get on it. It's not gone to plan. Caught the middle bump, caught the bump in the middle pocket, and not the path of the white he wanted. Knocks the black to the side rail, and I'm not sure this is ultra thin if he wants to continue the visit. Well, if the red does go to the bottom left, then he's absolutely perfect. If it doesn't, and I don't think it does, then he doesn't have a pot on, and it clearly doesn't go. Jack Neal comes to the table with another great opportunity. This is probably his best opportunity in the match to get a frame on the board. It's tough out there, a lot of pressure. Come on, Jack Neal. Can you get this frame on the board? They are there for you. Simon going for the outrageous. I think he knows this match is in the bag, and he also knows that Jack Neal came here without many aspirations to win the match or win the event, but more just wanted to be a part of this fantastic event, and gives him another opportunity. Now, come on then, Jack, hold yourself together and get yourself a frame on the board. Perfect. Just drop the one in the left centre. Misses the ball. It was a bit tighter than it looks on our screens, but misses the ball. May have had to touch of fortune to get the snooker. Simon's still going to look to pull out the big shot to entertain the crowd here. How many cushions is he going to attempt to pop this black off? No, chooses just to go straight. He did line up a few options, but he does knock the black in and moves on to the last 8. And for Jack Neal, it was the experience he wanted. He went out there, tried to compete, but there's a lot of pressure out there in the arena. We're going to go down to have a few words with Simon. And we're going to go down to Jade now.
No, it's been a good match. 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah.
Cracking, it's literally a cracking score. So you're playing so well, you must be confident for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, obviously I got to the final of the first one. So suits my game, I think. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the event.
The thing is, you got to the final of our last Taom Shootout. You've been to the World Championship runner-up. Can you go all the way this time?
Hopefully go one better than the first one. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, we wish you all the luck. Good luck for it.
Cheers, thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Jade. Thanks, Jade. Right, we're straight off into the next one. His home town is from Derby. IPA Tour winner, Players Amateur Champion, Babto Singles Champion. He is Craig, the money-making Lakin!
Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Yeah, Craig, you might need your cube belt. Go and get your cube belt. Up next, from Aberdeen, his nickname is the Cabbage. Scottish Open champion, Aberdeen singles champion, multiple Scottish title winner. His name is Martin the Cabbage McIntosh.
Here we go, match 6 in this last 16. Craig Lakin from England versus Martin McIntosh from Scotland. The winner to play Simon Fitzsimmons later on, live on Free Sports. And it's Martin McIntosh that wins the lag, so he will get the break. It was a good start from Martin, big break to open this match up. And that split on, well, I was going to say that split on reds looks absolutely delightful, but he could go either colour set. I think Martin's been, well, he's based up in Aberdeen and been playing tournament play, more on the world road side of Paul, but started to make a name for himself in black ball and playing an awful lot of challenge money matches over the last few months. He looks to have a few more lined up. He just decelerated on that and hasn't come back far enough. Don't think he can see the red in the top half of the table, and this red he's nearest to is mighty thin. And if he does make the pot, the white is going to be running into those yellows, so we'll need a touch of fortune to get on that red. Misses the pot, but the one thing he has done is knock one of Craig Lakin's yellows to the left-hand side rail. Craig going straight after it, trying to develop it. Can play on it if he wants to, but did try and nudge it out there. Tackling the ball on the rail again, and this time he does get the cannon, nudges it out nicely and finishes on the next yellow. So wide open table now for him. Just finished a little bit betwixt and between there, but Craig Lakin went for the double and hits the narrow jaw. So second bite of the cherry for Martin McIntosh, and Craig Lakin's going to be very annoyed that he hasn't taken those out. Once he cannoned the ball off the rail out, he would have fully expected to complete the frame and get himself going. It is Martin McIntosh that moves 1-0 ahead in a frame where both players had opportunities. As is so often the way in the pool world, you make a mistake in the previous frame, come to table, big break, but it's dry. Good pot from Martin, but he's nudged the yellow into a problem area. Can get it out straight away. Sure, he can see enough of the yellow to the right centre pocket to pot that. Does have an option of the yellow to either the top left or top right. Oh, he could see enough of the one to the centre pocket. He's still got those two yellows on the left hand side of the table and the yellow on the right hand side of the table, which just aren't great. Maybe potting himself into a bit of trouble. So similar to frame one, Martin McIntosh not able to complete the first visit finish. Now can Craig Lakin counter clear this time? Craig Lakin having got himself going with that counter clearance in the previous frame. He's looking to pounce on another Martin McIntosh missed pot in this frame. This is one of his own. Just had too much angle. We would have loved to have been able to be a bit straighter and stay on the red at the bottom end of the table. Wasn't able to do so. Just overhit the position. He snookered himself on the one in the left centre. He's not on the one in the corner either, so golden opportunity. Looks like it may have gone. Craig Lakin's had a result there, trying to back double it past that yellow. Didn't get the angle right, he's left it awkward. Where's the black going? Craig Lakin was trying to play on the red on the left-hand side, but didn't land on it. By nudging the yellow up the table, manages to open the pocket for the double. Still needs a couple of good pots to get this frame won. That's a great pot, but he has not got the position. Total snooker on the black. That really could be the sarcastic fist pump from Craig Lakin, but that really could be a key match in that frame. Both players have had multiple opportunities to take the frame. It's Martin McIntosh that makes the final mistake and allows Craig Lakin somehow to go 2-1 ahead. Not sure that Craig Lakin's quite feeling 100%. Looks to be struggling a little bit out there. Certainly missed a few chances and hasn't quite got hold of the white in the way he normally would. That's a good break from Craig. Choosing to go yellows. I'm not sure that he can cleanly pop the yellow towards the top right, but because it's close enough to the pocket, he can play the other yellow on the right hand side rail off it, and that will just open it up nicely. All the other yellows have an open pocket. So a good chance to get a break dish and get himself 3-1 in front in this match. Purposely trying to play it off the yellow, but just overdid it. Still retains control of that table, even though he misses the pot. Good shot from Craig Lakin, good control, and he's perfectly on this yellow to the centre pocket.
20-second shot clock.
I'm not sure if the yellow goes to the left centre past the red. It certainly goes to the right centre. He's just having a good look at it for the left centre. Makes things a lot easier if it does. Doesn't, so plays for it for the corner and plays it to perfection. A couple of very precise positional shots from Craig Lakin. Gets himself 3-1 in front in this match. Those last two frames, both players have had multiple chances and neither are quite able to get hold of the white and complete the finishes. But here's Craig Lakin that's got the one extra chance each time, and that's the reason he's moved himself 3-1 in front. We are over halfway in this match, so we are down to the 20-second shot clock. Catches the break really well, makes himself a couple of balls. Does not have the best split to go at, just a couple of balls on the left hand side. The two on the bottom right are a bit messy as well. So when you're 3-1 behind and you know you've had some chances, you want something a bit easier than what you've got. Craig Lakin going for the skill shot, and because he doesn't make it, turns the table over to Martin McIntosh, gives him a free shot. So good opportunity for him now to open this frame up and cut his gap down to just one frame. Another missed opportunity for Martin McIntosh. He's going to be really annoyed with how he's gone so far in this match, because he knows he's had the opportunities to be ahead and he's in danger of going 4-1 behind. Craig has the option to cannon out his bad ball off this ball now. Played it really well, but it's been unfortunate that the black's gone safe. So he's on that final yellow, but black is really awkward to get out. Off the red. Forced into taking something like that on. Right, McIntosh going straight after his half ball. I don't think that red goes past the black. Plays the perfect positional shot and then misses the pot. I think Craig would have liked to hit that black a bit more half ball so that the black popped out into the table a little bit more than it did. I have to say, I was just about to say that Martin McIntosh didn't really want to put that red where he did, because he's behind in this match, and with only 10 minutes left in the frame, in the whole match, you know, he needs to be getting on with it. But that's part of the reason why I think that was a surprising shot choice from Craig Lakin, because he's in no rush to get on with the next frame. So in another frame where both players have had multiple chances, it is Martin McIntosh this time. He gets the frame on the board, and I have to say I'm a little bit surprised with the shot choice from Craig Lakin of a bit hit and hope, just simply because if he had just kept that black where it was, then, you know, it's up to Martin to make the running, and when you've only got 9 minutes left in the match, he's given him a bit of hope that he probably didn't need to do. Great break from Craig Lakin. Yeah, brilliant break, giving him a great opportunity to get himself 4-2 in front. He'll be 4-2 in front if he does complete the finish, but only have 6.5, 7 minutes left on the match clock. Just got to be careful when he comes down the table. He wants to leave himself an angle on the red to be able to drift back up to take the black into the easy middle pocket. If he finishes too straight on it, he can take it to the corner, so it's not a real problem. And that's why he's tried to come down the table off that shot rather than, he didn't quite have the best angle for it though. Using the yellow to control the shot. One good bit of queuing, it will be frame over. It flies in, simple black for the 4-2 lead. And he's just having a good look at the clock, running it down. So after 3 frames where both players have had multiple chances, finally Craig Lakin manages to get hold of a break and rolls him in for a break and finish, moves himself 4-2 in front, and with only a few minutes left on the clock, Martin is right up against it. Paul can be a cruel game sometimes. Hits a really good break, but the white gets kicked into the top right-hand corner. So Craig Lakin has a great opportunity to get this match wrapped up. These yellows look very inviting. Every yellow has a pocket, every yellow in the open. Just to be careful, that red in the middle of the table, just got to be careful that he avoids that, doesn't let that become a blocker. And he's kept it close to the side rail on purpose. And the work is done. Simple black for the match. And in it goes. Martin McIntosh will be frustrated with the chances he had and it didn't take early on. To be fair, Craig Lakin missed a few chances in the middle of the match as well, but a break and dish and a reverse dish to complete the victory, and he moves on to the quarter-finals. And he will play Simon Fitzsimmons in the next round. And we will go down to Jade to see what Craig thinks of the match.
I'm very happy to get the win. It's a great tournament, I really enjoy playing it, so I'm happy to get through, but as a performance, I'll rate it very low. So on the plus side, I can only get better.
Exactly. Next match, you're going to be more prepared, you've got more time to focus. Does the crowd put you off, or the shot clock put you off?
I like it, but do you know when you're not playing so well, it gets you at it a bit, do you know what I mean? You start twitching a bit, and I think now I've had a game, I'll settle in more next, and I'll get a buzz off it more than feeling under it, but yeah, great to get the win, and fingers crossed I'm going to win it.
It is, it's certainly a buzz out here, isn't it? Great crowd.
It's brilliant, the crowd's massive in here, great atmosphere, yeah.
So you played in this before, you played in our last one. Do you think you've got what it takes to go all the way this time?
Without a doubt, I'm the main draw.
There you go, you've heard it from his own mouth. So we all wish you the best of luck. Good luck for the next match.
Cheers, thank you.
So, out next from Inverkeithie, the glove from above, Supreme Pool Winner Series, picked up £51,000 for that, I do believe. A lot of money. The big money is what he picked up. The big money, baby! His name is Liam. The glove from above, Dunster!
What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that?
The next one out, 5 times IPA amateur event winner, Tri-Nation champion 1997, South African champion 2003. From Savannah's Pool Club in Whitefield, the Pretoria Potters JJ4!
winner of multiple major titles in the IPA Tour and International Pool and across the country against JJ Fall from South Africa, but very much Manchester based now. Well, we heard from Liam earlier on in commentary, so he's really looking forward to getting out there and a bit of crowd interaction, and already seeing that. Not seen much of the cut break so far tonight. Liam's going straight for it. Not a great start. Comes up dry to JJ Fall with the first opportunity in this match. JJ going after the yellows. Yellow in the middle of the table, cluster of reds around it. That's going to be his biggest problem ball. Looks like he's going to have to go into it somehow. Difficult to do anything else with it. Misses the pot. I think he got the cannon as he wanted, or not far off he wanted. If he catches the black full, then I think he's on the yellow to the right centre. So even though he missed the pot, he still has quite a bit of control in this frame. Didn't give Liam anything to go at. Liam would be annoyed if he's left in this yellow into the centre pocket. He has. Would not have wanted to leave him that, but he has made the yellow nearest the black tricky. No, JJ Falls attempted to go into the yellow and black and open up that area, but cannons the red and misses it by a whisker. Has landed on the plant, but he's still got the same problem. Not quite as played, but JJ Fall has given himself an opportunity to win this opening frame. One good pot down the rail. And it goes. Definitely an element of fortune in that positional shot onto JJ's final ball. He'll gladly take it and moves himself 1-0 ahead. Good break from JJ Fall, makes a ball. Decent opportunity on yellows here. Yellow in the middle of this table doesn't go anywhere, but he might be able to plant that yellow onto the other yellow. Just has to be careful where that goes once he plays that plant. If it goes into the top right now, it makes life so much easier. Well, I think if it did, he'd take it now, so I think the fact he isn't. It looks quite tight from that last camera angle. If he plays the plant into the left centre pocket, he's just got to be careful where the first ball goes. He could easily go and sit behind the red and leave him no shot. Knew that yellow was going to an awkward position, so chose to play it with a bit more pace. He's overhit the positional shot. Total snookered himself. Great shot from that snooker. Doesn't have to hit a cushion after contact because he was total snookered, and limits Liam Dunster's options once again. Sure he's got the white exactly where he needs to. Looks a good shot at first glance, but no, he has left the open pot. So one good pot from JJ. That's a great pot. Another nudge that helped him as well. Still needs another good pot. That's a really good 3-ball finish from JJ Fall to move himself 2-0 in front in this match, and so far he is doing a great job of keeping Liam Dunster at arm's length. So far Liam has had a couple of shots, and both of them he's had absolutely nothing to go up but try and find a safety shot. Both times gave JJ a shot and he made the most of it. Much better break from Liam Dunster this time. And a good opening pot, so Liam Dunster is up and running in this match. First chance he's had, and he is 2-0 down. And the pressure is on him. Red nearest the right hand side rail looks like it will drop into the centre pocket. Seeing that camera angle, it does. You can play on it into the corner of onto 2, and it's not a bad spot for a double. Red next to the black's also a stumbling block, so plenty of work left in this finish for Liam Dunster. Red to the furthest left goes through the gap in the yellows. Would have wanted to be a lot straighter on it than where he is now. I think he's still on the red to the bottom right as well. You can just see enough of that. Oh, he's made a good pot. I think that nudge has hurt him. Don't think he can see the red next to the black into the centre pocket, and if he can't, then he's got a real problem. I think the way he's lining up the path of the white, I think he maybe can see enough of that red to pot it to the centre pocket. Just can't get a nudge to go for him. He's just been chasing this finish from 3-4 balls out. Still just about hanging in with a chance, but it's getting harder. Just accepted he couldn't get a good position on the black, and he's going to try and come up with something creative. Perhaps the black off the yellow. Brilliant effort from Liam Dunster, but it stays up. And JJ Fall comes to the table with an opportunity to give himself 3-0 in front. If those two yellows on the left-hand side are just a straight plant, then he may choose just to play on that rather than try and move it. It's not ideal, but it's an option. JJ's just having a really good look at that plant now. Don't think he's got an angle to go into the yellows from this ball. He could go up the table and look for a safety option. I'm not sure safety options are high on the list of priorities from the players in this event. I can't help but feel this is really important moments in this match. If JJ can complete this finish or just win the frame one way or another, he's going to be a huge favourite in this match. But if he lets Liam back into the frame, he could be letting him back into the match. Brilliant shot from Liam Dunster. Gets himself going in this match. Still 2-1 behind, but I said a minute ago that could really be a huge moment in this match. 2-1 or 3-0 is absolutely huge. JJ didn't do a huge amount wrong in that last frame. You know, he got himself a good snooker, but Liam's just come up with a really big shot to win the frame. So he's going to be frustrated even so that he's not 3-0 in front, and the frustration will grow having made a massive break and not landed good on a ball. And he has come up with a great shot into the centre pocket. Even after that brilliant shot from JJ Fall, there's definitely no finish on for him, so choosing to take this bottom left-hand corner pocket, and we're going to have a tactical battle on our hands. We're running out of time on the shot clock. Played it with 1 second to spare. We are still just in the 30-second element of this match. 30 seconds left of that, in fact, before we go down to the 20-second shot clock. I would have said previous shot we would want to be Reds were in control, but now Liam's got that yellow out. JJ needs to be careful. Definitely an opportunity for Liam to start getting some traction in this frame. Needs to reach the cushion.
20-second shot clock.
Just reached. You have to hit a cushion after contact with your object ball, and that looked like dangerously close for Liam, but it did just reach the cushion. He's okay. Sort of good news, bad news for Liam there. I think he's happy to nudge that yellow down the table because he knew he was getting a good white, but he's made a yellow at the bottom of the table more awkward. It may slide past the red to the corner, but that'll be a problem for him later on in the frame. This frame's reaching a bit of a stalemate with JJ being on reds and having a bit more control than Liam in yellows, who's definitely further behind in the frame at this stage. But this is the part where the match clock starts to come into play. Liam is in a position at 2-1 behind where he can't afford for this frame to go tactical and to be drawn out too long, whereas JJ can let this tactical battle last as long as he wants. He's 2-1 in front. Currently 13 minutes left in the match. He's in no rush to move it on. Bit of a loose shot from JJ Fall. Didn't want to allow Liam to start to turn the tables in that top right hand corner. Didn't want to give him that option. If he got the white to the top rail, he wouldn't have had that option. Although Liam did leave him a tough shot to the corner and he's taken it on. So maybe JJ Fall has decided now is the time to go for the frame. Two brilliant shots at the start of this visit from JJ. JJ Fall, he watched that all the way and it looked like he was going to stay up. It did drop in. He was on his final red, just needs to hold his position onto the black. He would have loved another few inches on that screw back. This is a tough cutback. And he does make that cutback. Liam gave JJ Fall half a sniff, which he turned into a full opportunity, and he has moved himself 3-1 ahead in this match. But importantly, from his side of the table, the clock is really ticking down. It's very unlikely we're going to get to a result in this match. Looks like it will go down to the clock. looking for a replica of his previous break, doesn't get it, comes up dry, and gives JJ Fallen good opportunity now. 3-1 up, 10 minutes left in the match, and a great opportunity. Everything looking like it's in JJ's favour at this stage. Just one red that's near a yellow in the bottom area. If there's enough room to get on that to the corner comfortably, then this is a really good opportunity. If not, then he may just look for a nudge. Nice angle on this red to the bottom left. If he needs to develop on the right, he can. He made both in the same shot, and he'll be absolutely thrilled with that. Nice angle on this to drift up for his last red. Avoids the middle pocket, and he does. And simple from here. And a reverse dish from JJ Fall, thanks to a very nice developing shot in the middle of the frame. Moves himself 4-1 ahead with that reverse dish. And Liam Dunster, the favourite for this tournament, is in big trouble. 8 minutes left on the clock. Needs to win at least 3 frames to take this to a shootout. Just when everything's going JJ's way, he comes up dry. So Liam Dunster, what have you got? 8 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock. You need to get a motor on. You have a good opportunity. Really good chance now on yellows. Just over screws it off the red. Knew he was going into the red, but if he's not, I think he was playing for the one for the centre pocket. He hasn't come back far enough for the one to the corner. May have to swerve this round. And I think that reaction as Liam's walking away from the table tells you that he thinks that may be his last chance in this match. Even if JJ Fall doesn't take out the finish, the clock is still against Liam Dunster. Two bites at the cherry, but Liam does manage to cut the gap to 4-2. Under 6 minutes left in this match now, so he is still really up against it. He is doing all he can at this stage. Liam Dunster needs a very quick break and dish. Well, he's got a ball and he's got a chance. It's a decent split for him. Now, just coming into the final quarter of the match, 5 minutes 6 seconds left. Liam Dunster needs to win 2 frames to take this to a shootout. Really good shot, really good opportunity for Liam Dunster. That red in the middle of the table just being perhaps a little bit problematic. I don't think it goes to the left centre, definitely doesn't go to the right centre. Awkward to get onto it into the corners. Just underhit that positional shot as well. Brilliant shot from Liam Dunster, absolutely brilliant. Manages to get himself back into a good position, having left himself slightly low, but it also opens up the bad red in the middle of the table in one foul swoop. So really good shot and should complete the job now. Oh, the black wobbles, but it goes in. So Liam Dunster does complete the breaking dish with a brilliant shot in the middle of the frame to open it up. But there is under 3.5 minutes left in this match. And it is JJ's break. Going to be really interesting to see how JJ plays this. Well within his rights to take his time on this break, use his full 20 seconds, but he's not, he's going straight after it. Oh, he's made a ball, and that could be that for Liam Dunster. There is 2 minutes 6 seconds left in this match. Liam Dunster may well not get back to the table. JJ Ford got a great chance for a finish, but to be honest, he doesn't even need to get that far. Just needs to take his time. Brilliant pop through the gap of the yellows. Didn't look like that was on. Found the path. He's on this one to the bottom left. Right, he's on the red to the top right, but the red doesn't go to the top left, the other red, so he needs to get good cueing to get right across the table. If he's got enough angle on this red, he can do it. Played a brilliant shot. JJ Fall, absolutely exceptional shot to get himself perfect on this last red. In goes black, and a really good finish for JJ Fall to get himself victory in this match with a 5-3 scoreline over Liam Dunster. Had an opportunity to take his time on that finish, chose not to do it, backed himself to make the finish, and that he did. And he moves on to the quarterfinals, and we will hand down to Jade, and she will get a few words with him.
Congratulations. How does it? It's quite close at one point. Did you still feel in control of the match?
First time ever I've been clock watching, so I was getting a bit nervous when he had 4 minutes left and it was getting to one frame down. So if I had a bad break there, I think he could have finished for the shootout.
Does the shot clock put you off? Does it put you under more pressure, or are you used to playing in pressures like this?
It's a different type of pressure because it's like a rushing pressure to get it done. So I've probably taken shots on that I would normally not take on.
Yeah.
So it's just the way the game goes.
Yeah.
I was fortunate in the beginning to get a 2-0 lead and just build up from there.
Yeah. Well, you just said you took shots you wouldn't normally take. So what's your strategy for the next game? Are you going to play it safe, or are you just going to outpart the person again?
I'm going to try not to miss. That's probably the best strategy.
Yeah. Well, we wish you all the best. Good luck, and we look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Wow. JJ just dusted Dunster. Can we have a little shout out here for the Savannah lot? Unbelievable. I believe the odds on that, he was 3-1 on, Dunster was, and JJ was 2-1. Hopefully you lot had a load of money on it. It's all gone quiet over there, isn't it? Eh? Out next, we have our last one before this evening's session. He is from Swansea. He's a 2 times world champion. He is Ben Ding Davis! Up next, here we go. We have a lad from Blackpool. Anybody in here from Blackpool? Oh, sorry, it says here Blackpool. I blame Will for that. Radcliffe. 4 times. Huh? Is he not here yet? He's gone to the toilet. Oh. He's scared. That's what it is. He's scared of Ding. He's scared of Ding. 30 seconds remaining. Oh, he's here! Wait a minute. Little round of applause. So, from Radcliffe, not Blackpool, a 4 times Moscone Cup winner. He loves all this. 4 times Moscone Cup winner. A world 8-ball champion at this game. He is Karl, box office boy!
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head.
Our final match of this afternoon session, Ben Davis versus Karl Boys. And what a cracking match we have to round off the afternoon session. This really could be an absolute thriller. We're still waiting for a match to go to a shootout. The match so far has finished in its time allocation just. We'll see whether it will be Ben Davis or Karl Boys versus JJ Fall in the quarterfinals.
So sad.
And Karl Boys has won the lag, so he'll get the first break in this match. Both players have been around all afternoon watching all the action, watching all the excitement build, and I'm sure they got some nerves building with this crowd. Nice big break from Karl Boys to start this match off. Decent split, good opportunity. Chose to move the red that was on the side rail. Could have left it there and played on it, but chose to move it, and it's come out okay. Could have come out a bit awkward, but he'd be happy with the way that's finished, and he'd fully expect to take out the finish now. And no mistakes from Karl Boys. What a start to this match. Very big break and a very good break and dish to get himself going. And he salutes the crowd. Karl Boys, of course, a star of multiple Q Sports. We've seen him in the Moscone a few times. And I think he's back to English Paul, which is great for us all to see. Ben Davis, of course, a big star in the black ball world, multiple world champion. Not the best of breaks from Ben Davis. Not a big amount of pack explosion. Comes up dry. Messy finish for Karl Boys to go at if he wants to. Choosing to go after these yellows and just nudges them open a little bit with that previous shot. Still got that one just near the red at the bottom end of the table. It's just awkward enough, but I think he can nudge into it now. That's okay. He just run away from his work a little bit, but he's still on this yellow to the left centre. And there's another yellow at the top of the table, so he can go up and then come back down. See that grimace on his face tells you he's finished a bit betwixt and between. Was probably playing for the yellow to the left centre, so he could just drift back down to the bottom end of the table. Landed on it, probably more likely to play it to the corner now, but tricky angle on it. Almost too much angle. Is why he's finished where he has, just had too much angle, and he's on this next ball. He can take either yellow to the corner or the middle, but it's the position that he's going to have afterwards. The white's just running loose. He's not good on either ball. I'm not sure if a double's an option. Well, he makes the pot in the centre pocket, uses the red to control the white, but unfortunately the red has gone in and blocked the yellow. So running out of options now in this finish. Has about 20 seconds to come up with something creative. It wasn't to be, and it just shows you sometimes, you know, it looks simple, 3 balls out. If he finishes straight on the yellow to the corner or the middle, depending on which way he played it, he would have made no mistake with that finish. Finishing off angle, it all went wrong from there. And now we get to see Ben Davis for the first time, and just as I say that, he misses a simple pop to the corner. It took its time, but the yellow does drop. Cowboys had to play that yellow off the red to open up the pocket for the black, and it looked like it was going to hang on the jaw, but eventually fell in. Cowboys had balls darting towards pockets all over the place. Didn't look like any were going to drop. The last ball rolling does fall in, and so he gets first opportunity once again. Can he make another break and dish, get himself 3-0 ahead in this match? Yellow on the left hand side that's nearest to red. I'm not sure if he needs to open it up at all, or whether he can play on it. Looks like there may be just enough room to play on it. What's the red just above that? You know, there's a bit of a blocker. There is, I think there probably is enough room. And I think the fact that he hasn't even thought about going after a nudge or developing it in any way suggests that he probably thinks there is enough room as well. See, that's exactly what he's come round to have a look at. I'm not sure he's on it now. Looks like he's maybe a bit touch too thin on it. Can't quite see enough of the yellow to make the pot. And if that's the case, it's difficult. Maybe because he's walked around the table and had a look at the next ball, maybe he has got just enough of this yellow to pot it. Oh yeah, he did. Comfortably. Just about on both ends of that shot. Looked for a second like the yellow was going to stay up, and it looked like the white was going behind the red. Neither happened. Cowboys does complete the break and dish to move. Other than that, it has been all Karl boys. 2 breaking dishes. 2 chances, took him 2 chances to win the frame off Ben's break. And another dry break from Ben Davis. That is Karl boys with first opportunity for the 4th time out of 4 in this match. Karl boys was putting all his attention on that black and just took his eye off the pot. No, Ben Davis, what have you got? Can you get yourself into this match? The red above the black doesn't go to the corner pocket, so he needs to work that ball out. Playing to get on to the red that he's almost sat on, to the same corner pocket as the one he's just played, and did not get the white anywhere close to where he was trying to, and that will be end of his opportunity to clear up in this visit. He now needs to find a really good safety shot. Will Ben Davis be tempted by this plant into the middle pocket? What other options does he have? Tough pot at the bottom end of the table. He could take the one to the bottom left and drift down behind the black. That would be a good chance that you could get a snooker if you miss it, but it's not guaranteed. He makes the plant in the middle, you'd expect him to win the frame. Great plant in the middle has given Ben this opportunity. One good positional shot from the top to the bottom. And that's perfect. Simple Black to get himself on the board. Cut his deficit to 3-1. Missed pot by Karl Boys when it looked like he was set to go 4-0 ahead. He's given Ben Davis that opportunity. And perhaps just about keeping him in this match. Another big break from Karl Boys. So far in this match, he's had 2 breaks and completed 2 break and dishes. He is looking for a third. A third will put him 1 frame away from the quarterfinals. Karl's worked these out nicely. He's going to be keen to leave the red to the bottom left as his last ball because it gives the easiest position onto the black. It shouldn't be a problem for him to do that. Got into that a fraction too much, but I think he can just drop this in pocket weight and hold the white straight enough onto that red to the left corner. No, he couldn't. But perhaps the black does go to the same pocket as this red that he's taken, and if so, he can just come across the table for it. Perhaps look to target one of the yellows as a holder. Karl Boys has got his break in perfect order. 3 breaks, 3 break and dishes. He does move 4-1 ahead and 1 frame away from the quarterfinals. The 2018 World Champion is in quite a bit of trouble now. That's really unlucky for Ben Davis. Making the black means that balls have to be re-racked, which takes precious time out of this match and precious time that he really does not have. He needs to win 3 frames and he only has 10 minutes 54 seconds left. And breaking dry is not going to help the situation either. Karl would have liked to have come back an extra couple of inches and been able to take one of these two reds to the right centre next. I'm not to the right corner next. I'm not sure he's quite on the one to the right middle. He might be. If he is, it's not too bad. Really getting close to that time foul. Every shot's been taken in the last second or two. This is the key shot. He needs to have a really good angle on his last red at the top end of the table to be able to get good on the red at the bottom end of the table. I think he's okay. I don't think he can get right behind this next red. I think he has to leave the white in the top end of the table, which means when he takes his last red to the bottom right, he's cannoning to the black. No guarantees it's going to stay on. Controlled it really well. And in goes the black to complete victory for Karl Boys in a pretty good performance, or a brilliant performance, with 3 breaking dishes, 1 reverse dish. Just that one missed pot in frame 4 for him. Ben Davidson side of the table didn't get a huge amount to go out. Broke dry 3 times. Frame 2 he did get an opportunity in where he missed the pot, but it was really all about Karl Boys in that match. And we'll go down, see, get a few words with him, and he's with Jade now.
So you're from Blackpool myself, so in a way you sort of root people from your own hometown. How was that match for you? How do you think you played?
I played all right for somebody who doesn't play. Things went my way, and yeah, it's one of them really.
So you've not been putting practice in?
No, never, no. But I played on this table when I was about 10 years old. It's like a baby table to me, this.
Well, that sounds a challenge to everyone who's still in the competition.
I'm after the real number 1, let's go.
Well guys, that wraps up this afternoon's session. We've had some amazing matches, amazing players, a great crowd today as well. So make sure you tune in at 7:30 at Free Sports TV, where we'll be live for this evening's session. See you then.